I'm still thinking about perception, and I'm just reminded of it was either an article I saw in a magazine or else a book I read, but it was about perception and probability. I'll see if I can find it when I get it on, but it was to do with, the fact that most of the time we look out onto the world and it just presents itself unproblematically for what it is. You see a tree and there it is a tree, or we'll see a dog and there it is a dog, or we see a strip of road and there it is a strip of road. But occasionally we don't. Occasionally we either make mistakes, we see something for what it isn't, or we misinterpret some characteristic, some feature of it. So we might see things as having, I'm trying to think of an example. We might see things as being two colours, some object as having a surface that's made up of two different colours, and then we subsequently find that actually there's just a shadow falling across it, and it looks like it's light brown and dark brown, but actually it's all the same colour, but it's just a shadow. We have those things. So occasionally we get these little ambiguities thrown up. And what this, it was a book, I'll try and remember what the book was called. Can't get it right now. He was saying that what's basically going on there is the operation of a set of probability engines, and in that case in the visual system, but could be elsewhere, and that the sense-making processes of our perception is it's making guesses. Basically, it's taking the data that it's presented with. All of the data, not just bits of it, and comparing one bit of data to the next, and then making the best possible prediction based on certain sort of regularities in that data about what kinds of stimuli would produce that data. So if there is a surface that's made up of these two different colours, a light brown and a dark brown, if you can't see anything casting a shadow, you're not consciously thinking this, but if there's nothing in your visual field which is casting a shadow, or there's no obvious, very directed light source, your visual system is likely to automatically perceive that as being two different colours. If you can see an object that might cast a shadow, or you can see a light source that's appropriately aligned, then you'll see it as a shadow. But sometimes, as I say, those things are confused. Sometimes the information that you're getting isn't quite enough to make that kind of a prediction. But the idea is that behind the scenes, the various solutions to the problem of what is this I'm looking at are being posited. It could be a shadow, it could be something that's got two different colours, and there might be other kind of models that are presented, and these different possible solutions to the problem of what is this, each are evaluated, again non-consciously, and 99 times out of 100 the result of that evaluation is what's eventually presented to consciousness. So you don't see all the calculation, you just see the end result. You just see the most probable solution to the problem, and it's only when the probable solutions are of relatively equal weighting that you get this sense of, oh, I'm not quite sure what's going on there then. Can't quite make sense of this stimuli. That's when the solutions, and they are kind of computational, kind of mathematical, according to what I was reading at least. It's only when those calculations result in very similar kinds of weightings, it's 50% sure it's a shadow, 50% sure it's a different coloured object, that you get that strong sense of not knowing. Otherwise it's completely transparent and you just see the object as your brain's interpreting it.